A very good evening. You're watching Primetime News coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Bringing you the news, I'm Mariam Ganavijaya.
And I'm Joa Dabdin. The Batalanda Commission report has been tabled in Parliament. Today we will be bringing you details of this story and much more. But before that, let's first take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Batalanda Commission report tabled in Parliament. Report directed to Attorney General for further legal action. Special committee appointed to study Batalanda Commission report. Philippines former President Rodrigo Duterte to make first ICC appearance. Suspect in Anuradhapura doctor's sexual assault case remanded until the 17th of March. Live hand grenade found at suspect's home. Rapper and police officer arrested in Megoda with firearm. Another arrested in Akmi Managol with 7 firearms.
And on to those stories in detail. Leader of the House, Minister Bimal Ratnayake, informed Parliament today that the controversial Batalanda Commission report will be referred to the Attorney General for further legal action. He made these remarks while presenting the Batalanda Commission report to Parliament.
Minister Bimal Ratnayake tabled the Batalanda Commission report following a comprehensive explanation of how the rulers who came to power in 1977 acted, leading to the unfortunate situation in the country during the 1980s. The massive violence against the Tamil people and political opponents in Sri Lanka in 1977. The enactment of draconian laws such as the Prevention of Terrorism Act in 1978, which implemented anti-democratic laws. The dismissal of 100,000 state employees who engaged in a labor struggle in 1980. The blatant rigging of the Development Council elections in Jaffna in 1981 and the burning of the Jaffna Library. The extension of parliamentary powers for 6 years through a fraudulent referendum instead of holding parliamentary elections on time. The orchestration of a racial massacre against the Tamil people during the Black July of 1983 by ministers of the then United National Party government. The suppression of several leftist parties, including the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna, using the same Black July. Minister Bimal Ratnayake explained how the youth of the country were subjected to oppression and repression due to the continuous anti-democratic and repressive practices of the government that came to power in 1977. He said that the new government elected in 1994 aimed to bring justice for the repressive crimes that occurred over 17 years and that the public expected the Batalanda Commission to fulfill this task.
On the 21st September 1995, the Batalanda Commission was established by an order from then President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga to investigate the establishment and operation of illegal detention centres and torture chambers at the Batalanda housing scheme. Honourable Speaker, this report and the thousands of pages of evidence it is based on are largely composed of testimonies from individuals who endured immense suffering in these torture chambers. Despite the risk of their lives, they came forward to provide evidence while their tormentors held powerful positions protected by their allies. Additionally, thousands of parents, siblings and loved ones, including individuals like Manorani Saravanamuttu, who endured the pain of having their family members brutally abducted, tortured and killed, came forward to testify before the Commission. They did so with the hope that justice would be served for their loved ones. I believe you will acknowledge that these individuals, despite their deep emotional scars, bravely relieved their trauma to ensure that justice is served.
Leader of the House, Minister Bimal Ratnayake, emphasized in Parliament today that no legal action has been taken against the crimes revealed in the Batalanda Commission report, which was based on testimonies and evidence provided by the public during a period of severe repression.
It is clear that the final report of the Batalanda Commission should have been handed over to then President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga on the 22nd May 1998. However, despite a copy being sent to the National Archives, it is now evident why she did not forward a copy to the Attorney General at that time. Additionally, a letter dated March 16, 2000 from the Additional Secretary to the President W.J.S. Karunaratne to the government printer instructed the printing of 500 Sinhala and 250 Tamil copies of the report for public release by the 27th March. Astonishingly, not one of these 750 printed copies was sent to the Attorney General. It is clear that those who called for this report neither punished the perpetrators nor implemented its significant recommendations, but instead used it as a political tool during elections. The main accused recently stated on Al Jazeera that the report was never presented to Parliament. Thousands of men and women risked their lives, reliving their trauma to provide evidence to the Commission, hoping for justice for their loved ones who were brutally abducted, tortured and killed. Despite the passage of 35 years since 1980, 30 years since the Commission was established and 25 years since the report was released, my party and the Cabinet have entrusted me with the responsibility of presenting this report to Parliament and making it public.
Despite 3 decades having passed, Minister Bimal Ratnaik underscored the commitment to enforcing the law against the crimes revealed in the Batalanda Commission report.
I firmly believe that the light of justice and law will shine on this report, which has been hidden for 25 years, and that its recommendations will be implemented to achieve justice. The heavy burden that has weighed on my heart and mind since the massacre of thousands, including my comrade Rohana Vijayapire in 1989, is shared by millions of Sri Lankans who stand on the right side of history. By bringing the true perpetrators of this massacre to justice and addressing the illegal and cruel political tactics they use to maintain power, we can ensure that such a brutal era never occurs again. Therefore, the Cabinet led by the President has made a policy decision to take action on the Batalanda report. Accordingly, we will refer this report to the Attorney General, appoint a special committee to provide recommendations on future actions and hold a 2-day debate in Parliament at an appropriate time. I propose that this report, which I have tabled in Sinhala, Tamil and English, be printed for the use of MPs and the public. Additionally, I intend to present the 28 volumes of evidence related to the Commission to Parliament. I conclude my speech by inviting everyone committed to justice and fairness to join in the complete liberation of this heavy burden on our motherland. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම නිදහස් කිරීම වෙනුවෙන් යුක්ති හා සාධාරණත්වය වෙනුවෙන් කටයුතු කරන සෑම කෙනාටම ආරාධනා කරමින් මගේ කතාව අවසන් කරමි. බොහොම ස්තුතියි ගරු කතානායක.
සෞඛ්‍ය සහ ජනමාධ්‍ය මන්ත්‍රී ගරු නලින්ද ජයතිස්ස.
A complaint was filed at the Criminal Investigation Department today requesting justice for Sub-Inspector Rohitha Priyadarshana, who was murdered in 1990 while serving as the officer in charge of the Sapagaskanda Police Crime Division. The complaint was filed by Palitha Manuwarna, the brother of the Sub-Inspector Rohitha Priyadarshana.
Rohitha Priyadarshana, who held the position of officer in charge at the Sapagaskanda Police Crime Division and was tragically killed at the Batalanda torture chamber on the 20th of February 1990, was my younger brother. To this day, justice has not been served for my brother. Godfather Ranil Wickramasinghe and murderer Douglas Peary, his gang was operated under the leadership of Ranil Wickramasinghe. Arrest him and police officer in charge, Kirthi Athapattu, without delay. I came here today to seek justice for my brother. The CID has now recorded my statements for about 3 hours, along with the letters I submitted. The appeal was for an urgent investigation into this long suppressed incident, which has been buried for 35 years, and to guarantee that justice is duly served.
The Batalanda Commission report also places significant emphasis on Sub-Inspector Rohitha Priyadarshana. By 1990, he was working as the OIC of the Sapagaskanda Police Station Crime Division. He has played a pivotal role in exposing the underlying causes of numerous high-profile thefts and other serious crimes within the Kalaniya Division.
Two men with pistols shot my husband at the Kalagadihena junction, dragged him by the neck and put him into a white high-ace van without license plates. Witnesses at the junction saw this.
This is the sorrow of a wife whose husband, a former government employee who lived his life singing Viridu, disappeared. This state employee, a father of 3, is none other than Ananda Jayakodi, a lawyer who survived a brutal torture at the Batalanda torture chamber but is still alive, possibly due to his past merits.
What happened to Ananda Jayakodi?
According to his wife, M. Premawati, as stated in newspapers at the time, Ananda Jayakodi left his house on the 6th of September 1988 to meet then MP S.D. Bandaranaike. However, Ananda Jayakodi was abducted at the Kalagedihena junction after leaving his house.
They put me in a van after shooting me. They shot me in both legs. They put me in a van and blindfolded me. While in the van, I was tied up and my face held to the floor of the van. From one corner of the van, I could barely see through my blindfold that it was a residential complex. Then I realized this was Batalanda. They dragged me out and took me away. Although 3 or 4 people came from behind, 2 held my arms from both sides. As we walked, I heard the sound of people being tortured in the rooms of that residential complex.
In the 1980s, Ananda Jayakodi was involved with the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna as an activist and became famous as a Viridu singer. He gained significant fame for his contribution as a Viridu singer during a strike in 1986. In 1988, amidst the backdrop of JVP being banned as an organization, Ananda Jayakodi participated in discussions to present a common candidate for the presidential election representing JVP.
The Mahajanek Sat Peramuna, led by Dinesh Gunawardena and several parties including Rukman Senanayake of the United Lanka People's Party and Dr. Gamini Wijesekara, participated in this discussion. I went with a letter signed by Rohana Vijayveera and Gamini Gunasekara representing JVP. That is when it was revealed that I was Ananda Jayakodi. Therefore, they abducted me to kill me.
Ananda Jayakodi's disappearance drew significant attention due to another victim of the Batalanda torture chamber, attorney Vijayadasa Lianarachi's burial incident on the day. Ananda Jayakodi is still alive today because his abduction was revealed in Parliament at the time. Then MP S.D. Bandaranaike raised Ananda Jayakodi's disappearance in Parliament, which is recorded in Hansard to this date. This is the excerpt from the Hansard. Ananda Jayakodi was taken into custody at the Kalagedihena junction at 7:30 this morning. He helped me draft peace proposals. Honourable Minister, if you can look into why he was taken into custody, it would be significant. What he did was sing Viridu on buses. He was taken from the Kalagedihena junction. Unquote.
On the day I was abducted, S.D. Bandaranaike was in Parliament. After being shot and abducted, Bandaranaike revealed this in Parliament, which prevented them from killing me.
Even today, despite his reluctance, Ananda Jayakodi reveals these dark memories, emphasizing that recommendations from the Batalanda Commission report must be implemented.
Someone asked who I was and they then said, I am Ananda Jayakodi. That individual said that I was a wanted person and they took me inside to a room where they first applied Dharma Chakra torture method. In this method, my limbs are bound. They make me bleed from one leg and place an iron rod. Then they tied me to either side and started spinning the wheel. When the first round was done, someone said that something had gone wrong and demanded that I be brought down. Afterward, I was put inside a van. After travelling a distance, I was taken to a room and then my blindfold was opened. It was then that I realized that I was in a torture chamber at a house belonging to the Gampaha police. They tortured in many ways.
Many
such murders buried under sands of time are included in the Batalanda Commission report. Living witnesses who suffered brutal torture at Batalanda still raise their voices, demanding justice according to the Commission's recommendations.
If not for Parliament revealing my abduction, I wouldn't be alive today. Murders did take place. The brutal regime killed thousands of people. Ranil Wickramasinghe was the torturer of Batalanda.
The truth can never be suppressed. The Philippines' former president, Rodrigo Duterte, will make a first appearance at the International Criminal Court to face charges of crimes against humanity in The Hague over his deadly war on drugs.
The Philippines' former President Rodrigo Duterte stands accused of the crime against humanity of murder over his years-long campaign against drug users and dealers that rights groups said killed as many as 30,000 people. The 79-year-old former leader was turned over by the Philippines to the Hague-based court on Wednesday, becoming the first-ever Asian leader to be charged before the International Tribunal. During the hearing today, Duterte will appear before judges and be informed of the crimes he is alleged to have committed, as well as his rights as a defendant. Duterte's swift arrest in Manila and turnover to the ICC came amid a spectacular meltdown in relations between his family and the Marcos family, who had joined forces in the Philippines presidential elections in 2022 and won in a landslide.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
Tokyo Super, ඕන වැඩකට Super. Tokyo Super, ඕන වැඩකට Super.
Are you okay? Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Super Bond for tiling. Tokyo Super Bond. Do it right the first time.
Welcome back to the news. The main suspect in the alleged sexual assault of a female doctor at the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital was produced in court today.
The main suspect in the alleged sexual assault on a female trainee doctor at the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital has been remanded until the 17th of March. This order was made after the suspect was produced before the Anuradhapura Magistrates Court. Meanwhile, police recovered a hand grenade from the residence of the suspect's father earlier today. Police said that the device was discovered during an interrogation of the suspect late last night. The Government Medical Officers Association issued a statement regarding the strike action launched following the sexual assault incident.
වෛද්‍යවරියකට වෙනත් කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය කෙනෙකුට හෝ කාන්තාවකට මෙවන් සිද්ධි නොවෙන්නට ඒ අවශ්‍ය බලපෑම කරන්න නැත්නම් මහ ජනතාව තුළ මේ කතිකාවත නිර්මාණය.
When it comes to the safety and well-being of female doctors, staff members or any woman in our healthcare system, it is crucial that we take proactive measures to prevent such incidents from happening. If we fall short in this regard, we must work to raise awareness in the public. We are especially grateful to the President, who right from the moment the incident was reported, along with the Minister of Health, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, immediately began engaging in discussions with us. Despite his packed schedule, the Minister took the time to personally visit Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital to look into the matter. Through all of this, we have witnessed the strong dedication of both the President and the Minister of Health. Their prompt and caring intervention has been deeply appreciated by our association. We also saw the quick and decisive actions of the security forces, especially the Sri Lanka police led by the Acting Inspector General of Police, who worked swiftly to bring the perpetrator to justice. The commitment they showed is truly commendable, and we are extremely grateful for their efforts. We were impressed with how the media handled the situation. They maintained a respectful and ethical approach, ensuring the privacy and identity of the doctor involved were protected while reporting the incident. We commend the media for their responsible handling of the matter.
අපි දැක්ක මාධ්‍ය ඊටාම විනයවත්ව ඒ මාධ්‍ය සදාචාරය පවත්වා ගනිමින් ඒ අදාළ වෛද්‍යවරයෙකුගේ පුද්ගලිකත්වය ඇයගේ අනන්‍යතාවය හෙළි නොවන ආකාරයෙන් මේ සිද්ධි වාර්තා කළ ආකාරය අපි ප්‍රශංසා කරන්න ඕන.
A police constable and a rapper have been arrested after finding a 9mm pistol in their possession at a residence in Araliyamavatha, Godagama. Police said the arrest of an individual impersonating the rapper's manager along with the police constable, both of whom are suspected of being involved in the incident, were arrested.
The police reported that a constable from the Police Narcotics Bureau, previously stationed at the Kotavilla Police in Mathura, was transferred to the Mannar Police on the 8th of March. The police suspect that in conjunction with the transfer, he had stolen the 9mm pistol he was assigned and hid it in the residence of a rapper located in Araliyamavatha, Godagama. Accordingly, the police reported that the firearm was seized during a raid carried out this morning by the Mathura Divisional Crimes Investigation Unit, the Mannar Crimes Investigation Investigation Unit and the Homagama Police OIC under the directive of the Mathura DIG. A senior police official confirmed that the police constable was apprehended on charges of stealing the pistol. The rapper was arrested on charges of hiding the pistol at his residence. Police are currently investigating to ascertain whether the individuals who possessed the pistol had intended to engage in criminal activity. A suspect has been arrested in Akmimana Gaul with a cache of weapons, including 7 foreign-manufactured firearms. The arrest took place during a raid carried out by officers from the Colombo Crimes Division. The 70-year-old suspect had arrived from Italy 6 months ago.
The local government election Sri Lanka 2025.
The submission of nominations for the upcoming local government elections will commence at 8:30 a.m. on the 17th of March at the offices of the returning officers. The submission of nominations is scheduled to conclude at 12 p.m. on the 20th. The acceptance of bonds will conclude at 12 p.m. on the 19th of March. After the acceptance of nominations concludes on the 20th, there will be an objection period from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Furthermore, after 1:30 p.m., the returning officers will announce their decisions regarding the rejection or acceptance of submitted nominations. Following this, symbols will be issued for independent groups accordingly.
What is the final date for the submission of postal voting applications?
The original deadline for submitting nominations for 336 provincial councils has been extended until midnight on the 17th of this month. For the remaining 3 provincial councils, the final date for submitting nominations is the 19th. The deadline for acceptance of postal voting applications will not be extended again.
Tokyo Super, ඕන වැඩකට super.
Every day, millions face the impossible. What happens when clean water feels out of reach? When an entire village is left helpless? When it seemed like no one is listening, Gammatha saw the need. Gammatha took action and a community fought back. A water purification system for a village that once had none. Gammatha, for the people, by the people.
Hopefully my lust. My dear friends, here we are, all in our true colors.
Prefect. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. on TV1.
The Takshala Primary School in Anamadua Putlam, like many rural schools in Sri Lanka, faces challenges that often go unnoticed in urban areas, especially when it comes to the basics.
But today was different. The community came together to kick off something that will really make a difference. A new library and a water project that will change their lives for better.
The Takshila Primary School in Anamadua, Putlam, like many in rural Sri Lanka, faces challenges that are often overlooked in urban settings, particularly when it comes to basic necessities. For the families here, farming is the lifeblood of their existence, but the school has been fighting against shortages for years. The most urgent issues are the lack of clean drinking water and the absence of a library, 2 things every child deserves, no matter where they're from. Today, The community came together to lay the foundation for something that will change the lives of the children here, a new library and a water project. Government officials, representatives from Next Manufacturing, the generous sponsor of the project, and members of the Gammadda movement were also present to show their support.
This is really a wonderful opportunity for us to give something back to the local community. You know, you think about things we take for granted in the Western world, which are access to good quality information in the form of reading and a library, and access to good, clean drinking water. You know, those two things themselves are some of the real sort of foundations and the fundamentals of building a healthy society and a healthy community. So we welcome the opportunity to provide both a library and access to clean, fresh drinking water to the children of the school. And I really look forward to coming back and opening up the project in the not too distant future.
Water gives you life, books empower your knowledge. Water
is a basic need in your lives. You need water to survive. Also, in order to win in life and make the dreams of your parents come true, you need knowledge. What you will be getting today will fulfill both these needs. You will get access to clean drinking water and books to gain knowledge. We believe these two factors will change your life in many aspects.
Soon, the children here will have a library and a clean water source to stay healthy and focused on their studies. These aren't just projects. They're gifts that will shape the future of these kids, giving them a chance at a better life.
News First with the people.
The tusker, which had lost a tusk in a vehicle accident and subsequently gone missing, has been found in the Lamanoro area of the Pitikala Reserve. The discovery follows a search operation spanning several days conducted by wildlife officers, the Police Special Task Force, environmentalists and the general public. The Department of Wildlife says that treatment has commenced for the tusker, which was found near a lake.
After many days, as per information received on a tusker with one missing tusk and 3 other elephants, we began our investigations. By afternoon, although we were able to inspect 3 elephants, it was difficult to make sure if the injured tusker was among them, given the condition of the land. With the help of the police STF officers, we were able to identify this injured tusker. The annual feast of the St. Anthony's Church in the Kachativu Island, a symbol of cultural and religious unity between India and Sri Lanka, commenced today.
The Kachativu Island, located in the Sea of Sri Lanka, close to the Sri Lanka-India border, became a Sri Lankan heritage in 1974 under an agreement between Sri Lanka and India. The Kachativu Island comes under the jurisdiction of the Delft Divisional Secretariat of the Jaffna district. The annual festival commenced with the hoisting of the flag. This year's Kachativu festival is being held with the participation of devotees from both Sri Lanka and India. The annual mass will be held tomorrow morning. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has said he agrees with the idea of a ceasefire in Ukraine, but that questions remain about the nature of a truce, as he set out a number of tough conditions for peace. The Russian president was responding to a plan for a 30-day ceasefire, which Ukraine agreed to earlier this week, following talks with the US.
согласны с предложениями прекратить боевые действия. Но исходим из того, что это прекращение должно быть таким, которое привело бы к долгосрочному миру и устранило бы первоначальные причины этого кризиса. Кто будет отдавать приказы на прекращение боевых действий? И какова цена этим приказам? Вы представляете, почти 2000 километров. Кто определит, где и кто нарушил возможную договоренность о прекращении огня? На протяжении 2000 километров. И потом, кто на кого будет сваливать нарушение этой договоренности? Это все вопросы, требующие своего кропотливого исследователя с обеих сторон. Поэтому сама по себе идея правильная, и мы, безусловно, ее поддерживаем. Но есть вопросы, которые мы должны обсудить. Если мы прекращаем боевые действия на 30 суток, что это означает? Что все, кто там находится, будут выходить без боя? Мы их оттуда должны выпустить после того, как они совершили массу преступлений против мирных граждан? Или украинское руководство даст нам команду сложить оружие и просто сдаться в плен? Нужно и с американскими нашими коллегами, партнерами на этот счет переговорить. Может быть, с президентом Трампом созвониться и вместе с ним пообсуждать. Но сама по себе идея закончить этот конфликт мирными средствами нами поддержана.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky described Putin's response to the plans as, quote, manipulative and called for more sanctions on Russia.
Тим більше, що зараз ми всі почули з Росії дуже передбачувані, дуже маніпулятивні слова Путіна у відповідь на ідею тиші на фронті. Він фактично готує відмову станом на зараз. Путін, звісно, боїться сказати прямо президенту Трампу, що хоче продовжувати цю війну, хоче вбивати українців. І тому вони там в Москві обставляють ідею тиші такими передумовами, щоб взагалі нічого не вийшло. Або щоб не виходило якнайдовше. Путін часто так робить. Не каже ні напряму, але робить так. Так, що практично тільки все затягує та унеможливлює нормальні рішення. Ми вважаємо, що це все зараз чергові російські маніпуляції. Була американська пропозиція щодо безумовної тиші у небі, на морі та на фронті. Ми в Україні сприйняли цю пропозицію. Від американської сторони ми чули, що є готовність організувати контроль та верифікацію. І це реально забезпечити з американськими можливостями, з європейськими можливостями. І щоб за час тиші підготувати відповіді на всі питання про довгострокову безпеку та реальний надійний мир і покласти на стіл план завершення війни.
Meanwhile, the US placed further sanctions on Russian oil, gas and banking sectors.
In a recent feature, Time magazine has spotlighted Sri Lanka's Eco Trail, a newly completed 186-mile walking path that winds through the island's scenic highlands. The trail, which was finished last March, connects 22 sections of colonial-era roads and railway tracks originally constructed by the British for transporting tea.
Named after Sri Lanka's world-renowned black tea, the Pico Trail offers a unique opportunity to explore the country's stunning landscapes and rich tea heritage, from mist-covered mountains to lush plantations. In tonight's edition, Happy Headlines will provide an in-depth look at this exciting new adventure trail. Good night.
Happy Headlines.
The Pico Trail stretches from the misty Hanthana Mountains near Kandy through picturesque tea plantations and eucalyptus forests to the holy peak of Shripada and the tea capital of Nuwara Eliya. Along the way, hikers can explore charming villages and sites significant to Sri Lanka's colonial past. While trekking tours along portions of the trail have been available for years, this is the first time the entire 186-mile route has been fully connected. The trail is an initiative led by sustainability consultant Miguel Cunat with the support from the European Union and the US Agency for International Development, or USAID. For those looking to undertake this adventure, a new app has been developed to guide trekkers, offering vital information about landmarks, segment details and emergency contacts. The journey is divided into manageable stages, each taking 3 to 6 hours to hike, depending on difficulty. Accommodations along the route are equally enticing, with stops like chic bungalows and the recently renovated Halluvalla estate, which was once owned by a British Army major. Designed by renowned Sri Lankan architect Channa Daswatta, this 6-week stay promises comfort and luxury after a long day on the trail. According to the Time magazine, the Pico Trail represents a unique opportunity to experience Sri Lanka's natural beauty, historical significance and vibrant tea culture, making it a must-visit destination for adventure seekers and cultural enthusiasts alike.